We've got the all-new Nissan Murano in deep ocean blue.
Is this premium or just mainline?
Here we go, Zach. Hold on.
I didn't even need to hold on.
Great power.
All right, so there have been certainly some changes for the updated and all-new Murano. What's under the hood of this thing?
Gone is the V6 and the CVT. This is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a 9-speed automatic transmission, 241 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. Standard all-wheel drive in Canada, front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive options are available in the US, and you can use regular fuel in the Murano.
So I did say it off the beginning. Is this pushing into premium quasi-luxury territory? Well, let's start with the base model. What do you get? What are the key standard features?
The base trim comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a 12.3-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 6-speaker audio system, wireless charger, leatherette upholstery, heated power front seats, a heated steering wheel, a power liftgate, and Nissan Safety Shield 360.
So we've seen this movie before. The auto industry is moving away from V6s and they're going to turbocharged 4-cylinders. Thankfully, Nissan has moved away from the continuously variable transmission. And this one's got a conventional 9-speed. This is slightly different though, Andrea. This has a variable compression engine.
Yeah.
And how are you liking the drive?
I like it a lot. The comfort level is excellent. You saw acceleration right off the top. Good power output on this model. The steering isn't too light. It has a really nice feel to it. Overall, I'm impressed with what Nissan has done with the Murano. Plenty of power.
All right, so it has a solid feel. When you drive it, the suspension, and we've seen this trend with Nissan over most of their SUVs, they make their suspension a little bit firmer than some others and has a heavier steering feel. So it has more of that European kind of vibe to it. And I think that people, once you drive it, even for a short period of time, you go, that feels like it's well put together.
But what I like is that Nissan has really done a great job with insulating the cabin with active noise cancellation and active noise control. It also has frequency selective damping as standard equipment.
That is a revelation in the auto industry. A lot of people don't know what that is. These are shock absorbers that they can put parameters in for the sensitivity of the shock absorber, and they adapt all by themselves. They're not electronically connected to anything. It's just the way that they can use frequencies to select the damping. That's why they're called FSDs.
That's it. This comes standard with Pro Pilot Assist, available Pro Pilot Assist 1.1. It does not get 2.1. When we asked Nissan about it, they said they're looking into adding it. It's not something you can do with a software update, so they're just going to have to add it to the next model year if they do.
So Nissan is using interesting technology in their vehicles. They have what's called an invisible hood. So when you put on the backup camera, you actually see an outline of where the wheels and the hood are, so you can judge what you're just about to drive over. It's clever stuff. Also a wide view rear backup camera, so that's all good. All right, on the looks, we were out for our walk. We go for our walk after dinner every night, hand in hand around the park.
Hand in hand every time.
She can't keep her hands off me. And there was a navy blue, same color as this. I said to Andrea, there's a new Murano, and she said, wait a second, that is actually an Aria, the electric vehicle, and you can see they have a similar kind of vibe.
They really do, and really, we said in our review about the Aria, and it's the same with the Murano. These two vehicles could be badged as Infiniti vehicles. The only way that I can really tell, because they do look very similar, is that front grille. It almost looks like stripes. I know some people don't love it. I don't mind it.
I think it looks cool. I mean, you can't just stick with the same old, same old. They did that for like 15 years there at Murano headquarters, and they finally updated it. And you know what? When you see it on the street, it's a very pleasant looking vehicle. It's got traditional SUV vibes, but very clean at the same time. Okay, we're getting up to highway speeds now. What are we going to put it in, Andrea?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe. It does really help. Okay, hit it, Andrea.
Here we go. A little bit of wind noise. It's good. I feel like there's a slight hesitation when I hit the acceleration. Maybe a little bit of turbo lag.
Yeah, and it's also its variable compressionness is doing its thing. It's kind of hard to explain the whole variable compression thing, but it's the world's first variable compression engine. Nissan developed that, and it's done to give you two things: more power when you need it, like Andrea back there, and fuel efficiency when you're cruising along.
Yeah. About the fuel economy, I wouldn't say that it's stellar. And when you use that turbo more often, I don't think you're going to get those EPA numbers necessarily.
Okay, Lenny Leadfoot over there, absolutely. You know one thing about the outside, back to the outside here, Andrea, don't love the wheels.
No.
I just don't love the wheels. They look kind of cheap. I don't know, I like a bright wheel. Give me a bright wheel against this blue, that would look fantastic.
This is 2.6 inches longer, but the wheelbase is the same, so it's not like you're getting any more passenger space in this model, but the doors are a little bit wider, so it makes it easy to get kids and pets in and out of the vehicle. And comes standard with LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, 20-inch wheels, available 21-inch, and a tire repair kit. A temporary spare tire is available, but you've got to pay extra for it. There's also available two-tone color options.
We talked about, is this really pushing into premium? When you get into, especially with this higher end trim, you can see that this vehicle, in my opinion, looks more premium. I would put a Lexus RX up against this, and this might actually win in some ways.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the color combo in here. I like the trim pieces. They went with a capacitive touch element with wood, which you see in the Aria. I actually don't mind it. It's easy enough to use. You've got dual 12.3-inch screens in here, standard equipment with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Well, not all perfect, Andrea. They've got a push-button transmission, which is the answer to the question nobody was asking, but you know, you do adapt after a while. And there's a bit too much of the shiny hard plastic, really only in the center console. You've got big wireless chargers, you've got USB connections there, but it's the materials for me, you know, the stitched and padded dash, the wood, the combination of things, and really it's only this section here that has the piano black.
And it's got a floating center console, so you've got storage underneath. This is quite good here. I mean, that's a big center console storage unit, and hello. And even the door pockets, you've got space for a few water bottles. So
Andrea
I find
loves
that
her water.
I do, so I find it quite wide. It also comes with available 64 color ambient lighting. You've got this beautiful panoramic sunroof with a shade, and then USB-C ports in the front and the rear.
Yeah, it's well done. It really is. It's very Aria-like, and I think that's not a bad thing. We were definitely impressed with how upscale that product was, and this one is as well.
Zero gravity seats from Nissan. I've always said they're super comfortable. Plenty of thigh support in this vehicle too.
Well, there's lots of different trims and lots of available features. They include ventilated front seats, massaging front seats, driver seat memory, lumbar support for the driver and the passenger, a head-up display, 10-speaker Bose sound system, 3D intelligent around view monitor, heated rear seats, rear sunshades, and a motion-activated power liftgate. You wouldn't know it, but this is really classified as a mid-size crossover. And when you get in the back seat, one thing you'll notice right away, a perfectly flat floor for tumbling kids in and out of the back. You've got a lot of legroom. You've got a lot of headroom. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Murano to the Buick Envision, the Murano has 44.3 inches of front row legroom, which is 4 inches more than the Buick. Second row legroom at 36.3 inches actually falls short to the Buick by 3 inches.
And then you lift the power liftgate and you see a very large and useful cargo area. There's not all good news though. Underneath the floor, that's where you get the tire repair kit.
Cargo space behind the second row is 32.9 cubic feet, and overall cargo space is 63.5 cubic feet, which is larger than the Envision.
So you probably saw the space there for a spare tire. Yes, Andrew mentioned it earlier. You might have missed it because I did. You can get that at the dealer.
You can.
I would buy that. All right, now your questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
The Platinum is only $57,000 in Canada. That makes the Signia look very expensive. You are right about that, especially in Canada, because Toyota, not only are they charging a premium for that hybrid, but there's no base model XLE like the US.
Well, it's a very different proposition. That is a hybrid. This is not. This is going to use more gas. It's more of an upright, regular crossover kind of design, and that is more of a wagon. So you have to decide if that's your thing or not. That's kind of been the whole theme through the video, is that this feels, especially this trim, more premium. And is it really a mainline car?
Yeah, for sure. How would you compare the new Murano with the Acura RDX? What design and drive features do you prefer in each vehicle? Well, I think that the Acura RDX is a little bit more engaging to drive than this. That's just my opinion. Both offer a super comfortable interior, but I don't like the trackpad in the RDX.
Yeah, both have a turbo 4-cylinder engine, and you have, I think, a more upscale, fresher, more modern interior in this product compared to the RDX, which is starting to look a little stale. And still the trackpad thing is the major bugaboo. Hey, if you want to get a question in, make sure to follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea. That's how you get a question in. Also to see what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
How does it compare with the Buick Envision Avenir trim? Well, Buick did a great job with the Envision for sure. That one is your top trim, and that comes with all of the extra features. Fuel economy between the two are about the same. This offers more power than the Envision, but both comfortable. You will get the Envision for less money than this.
This is bigger. It's a bigger vehicle. That is in the sort of compact class. This is in the sort of intermediate, so it's a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. I think that's a great product, though. I would actually, I've been saying it already, I think this is coming right up the backside of the RX in terms of value. So all of the vehicles, the RDX, the Buick, and the Lexus we talked about already, all great choices, and this is now in the mix, and it wasn't in the mix really before.
And the suspension is a little bit firmer in this model compared to the Envision. Not a ton more, but yeah, a little bit firmer. So you may have more fun with this one versus the Envision.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Is there really a place for the Murano considering the ferocious competition? It seems pricey and not a lot of bang for the buck, considering what it goes up against.
So at the beginning, way back at the beginning, you can go back and watch again, we did the key standard features. The base model comes with some really nice stuff, and Andrea is going to run through the pricing in just a moment. We actually believe that there's really good value with Murano.
I think there's a lot of value with Murano, especially with what you're getting. I mean, look at this interior. Yes, the Envision is a little less money. Signia is more money because it's a hybrid. I think that actually Nissan priced this really well.
Yeah, and if you're looking at a premium product from other brands, people will take this and say, I've got, 90% of what I need in that premium, but I'm saving money. And I think that's where they're playing, and it's very smart.
Very smart. And that base model, you could easily get away with those features and not really want a whole lot more.
All right, so let's get into the pricing and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base model starts at just over $49,500, and the top platinum trim we're driving is just over $57,000. In the US, the first front-wheel drive model starts at just under $40,500, and the top platinum all-wheel drive is just over $49,500.
Here's the all-wheel drive fuel economy. 10.6 liters per 100 kilometers city, 8.6 on the highway. That's 22 miles per gallon city, 27 on the highway. The Murano towing capacity is just 1,500 pounds. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. There are not a lot of intermediate size 5-passenger SUVs, but we've gone with some that you might want to consider.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Buick Envision with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 228 horsepower, and a starting price of almost $46,000.
The Mazda CX-70 with a 3.3-liter inline-6 turbo, 280 horsepower, and a starting price of $50,000.
The Chevrolet Blazer with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 228 horsepower, and a starting price of $47,000.
The Toyota Crown Signia Hybrid with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. It gets 240 horsepower and a starting price of $60,000.
So there are 4 5-passenger SUVs for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we'd like to see improved.
Nissan nailed it with this redesign.
Really nice interior.
What I'd love to see is maybe just a little less shiny hard plastic at the center console.
I'm having a hard time coming up with something, Andrea. I think
know.
that they absolutely did a great job with this. Some people are going to be freaked out about this engine.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But give it a shot. It's the latest, newest, all new. Been waiting a long time for this one. Murano. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.